All right, so it's time for a little bit of. I'm calling it a cold start. It's summer. It's early in the morning, and it's already what 75 degrees or something.
Yeah, it's actually not gonna be too bad today.
It's probably about 70 in here because we got that thing going over there. But yeah, cold start on E85. Oh, what? What? Thanks, Evo.
Take my file.
What?
My cold start file.
I did not.
Did you get your own?
I got whatever Evo's giving out for stage 5 right now for this car.
You son of a... Good.
Yeah, that's good. I heard some things going on over here I don't like. I might need a new axle.
Yeah, what was that little, had a little clunky to it?
Yeah. Alright, well, that's another day. That's not what we're doing today. But what we got to do, so this thing needs it needs a service, which was already partially done. So we're just changing the oil on the front diff. It's setting on it's setting low, like most 4-seaters are. So we're gonna. He's not ready for a shock tune just yet, but we're going to adjust the ride height, and we got to put some clutch weights in this thing. That's probably a little bit different video, but
Oh wow.
that's kind of weird, right? This cage,
Makes it a little wider too.
a lot wider. It feels trippy in there. I kind of like it. It's pretty cool. Definitely wider, a lot more room, which, you know, it already has way more than the inside of a Razor as it is. So
Nice.
pretty cool, huh? All right, we are going to put this thing right here in the middle so we can do the things that need to be done to it. No, keep it right. Straighten it back out a little bit. Right there. Right back a little bit. No, other way. Right there. Right there. Back. Right there. Right there. Right there. Okay, now crank it the other way. There you go. Go ahead. Full throttle right now, and you're good. Don't turn the steering wheel or anything. I'm gonna say that's good. All right. A little bit of ride height adjustment, some clutch weights, some oil in the diff. What's going on back here is I'm getting ready to set this ride height. So the reason we're gonna do that is if your car is setting, here, let me take it back down. Okay, so technically it was actually setting lower than this. Pretty much rear radius arms parallel. Here's the problem. When you do that, when your car's setting at that height, your crossovers typically are already a little bit close. So you're gonna end up on this bottom harder spring sooner, especially when you're on a true dual rate spring setup. And also when you're on internal bypass shocks, what happens is the piston inside of your shock ends up in the harder part of the stroke sooner, so your car doesn't work as efficiently. Plus, you don't have the travel needed for your suspension to work the way it does. What we're gonna do right now, it's actually setting up probably an inch or so from what it actually was setting. That's because I jacked it up and I dropped it down and didn't let it settle, but it needs to go up at least a couple of inches. So we'll show you what that looks like when we're done. All right, what's going on, Danny?
We are setting the ride height on this car here.
Yeah.
Trying there.
What's that? Trying?
Trying.
What's going on? What are you guys doing?
Watching you guys play?
Yes. Danny the Dozer.
Danny the Dozer. Danny got a new new handle. He got a new handle.
Yes.
I call him the plowboy.
Plowboy. What's up with that, Danny?
Get your ass out of my way and you won't find out.
So, but what happened? Why'd you get this new?
I kind of nosedived a couple times in the sand because I didn't feel it dropped off.
Well, there you go. That's the story on that.
That's why we're going to do a video on it next time. When
Fixing your car?
Fixing the car.
Yeah, right. So I kind of.
Your 12'4" car ended up being 11.3 now.
Something like that.
Okay.
At least at one point.
trying to keep up with the
Well,
razors.
instead of sitting like this, it sits like that now. So you should have adjusted. I couldn't
Right?
tell. It just the way it rolled off into the sand. I couldn't tell if it was on it.
So basically what we're doing is setting the ride height on this car. We already adjusted this ride height on this, or I'm sorry, the preload on this shock. And we are getting ready to do this one. And then we'll just kind of toss the bolts back in, drop it down, see if it's in the right position. If it is, then we'll bolt them back up. If it's not, we can pull them back off and adjust them a little bit. We are pulling the shocks out of the car. It can be done in the car. It's kind of a pain. And also we have this.
So much faster like that.
Yeah.
So much faster.
Yeah, if you have the capability to pull the shocks out of the car real quick, which isn't that hard, throw it on this guy, done. So that's what's going on.
Love it.
All right. So what happened?
We adjusted it for what we thought would be close. It is close, but
Yeah.
getting a little bit
We're off just a hair, so we need to go a little bit more. Anyway, Rob's admiring the cage over here, right?
Love it. That's a bad
This is the one you want?
Yeah, that's what I want.
I don't remember who the cage is.
I don't know
Comment
either.
below if you know who
Like-
made this cage. It's professional. It's a nice cage. It feels kind of cool inside. It's hard to describe. Probably hard to see in a video, but it's super wide. What is it? Probably, what, 6 inches wider? I think we already looked at
Oh
this.
yeah.
So up at the top, you get about 6 inches.
6 inches.
So it makes it
sides.
feel really big inside, especially with a 4-seater. Anyway, we're going to bring this back up a little bit more. So we're going to jack it up. Actually, we're going to move it forward first. Yeah?
exactly.
All right, here we go. All right, so we're gonna pull this shock off. Pull the top bolt out.
It's out.
I didn't mean to do that exactly. But it's out.
Just like that.
Problem is, wearing this shirt, no one believes this is ever gonna happen.
With the shocks?
Wearing this
Oh,
shirt.
the shirt. Dum-dum. Well, next week, if you go to Nevada, they're going to show one of the cars at a.
Oh no, it's gonna happen. There ain't no doubt about that. For
No.
all the haters and the naysayers, whether the car is gonna be cool, junk, whatever it's gonna be, it's gonna happen either way. Yep. Considering all the obstacles that with Can-Am, Polaris, Robbie Gordon, all these people that they're facing right now, with everything that's happened with COVID and the economy now, the fact that they can still pull it off is pretty good. So, can't really dog anybody at this point. Let's get an inside view of this cage. What do you think? Yeah. I like the high doors. And then check this out. You pull this down. Lock that in place. Look at that. Would you look at it? I don't know if you can tell or not. You see the width of this cage? Look at this cage. Just a quick little
Here's where
show of this cage. Look at it.
the stock door
Yeah, that's where the stock door would be.
would be.
Yep. And it's got this handy dandy. Look at this guy. Whoops, went too far. Would you look at it? It's pretty cool. I kind of like it. I like it. I bet you Rob buys one of the 2C version for his car.
Yes.
He was already looking at one, probably at least similar to this. Let me show you the outside real quick. Yeah, look at that. Would you look at it? And let's see how the doors swing up and back and they stay in place. Kind of cool. Kind of handy. So that, and that's a good solid positive lock. Again, this is a 4-seater, so we got this back here. Would you look at it? Anyway, that's what's up. But we're gonna take it around the block so we can settle it. Do I have that bike in my sights? Alright, so Danny's on it today. Look, he's already got one of the shocks reset for preload.
No.
So we can get a little better ride height. And we got one over here. Getting ready to come apart. Here's where the back ended up. Come take a look. Much better. It'll settle a little bit, but that's much better. It was radius arms were parallel, so you don't want that. Not if you're gonna actually off-road. If you're just putting around up and down the road or something, doesn't matter, right? But if you're gonna be off-road, it's an off-road car, and hit any kind of bumps whatsoever, you want to be up there a little more. Okay, front end's back together. It's still, you know, tires are still scrubbed, so we got to back it up, take it around the block or something like that, let it settle, and we'll see if it's the right ride height. Man, you know, this is a 64-inch car wide, 64-inch wide car. So on a 72, this is what we'd like to see, but I don't know if we're gonna be able to pull that off. We got quite a bit of axle on the angles right now. A lot of axles on the angles. Too much angles, as a matter of fact. Too many angles on the axles. So it's got to settle a little bit. We'll go see if we can get it to do that right now. Danny's just eating.
Stinking.
We're gonna take it around the block. Axle angle finder. Okay, so we have this shock back off, as you can see. We overshot our measurement a little bit. But yeah. But that's what it takes. I mean, you want to get it right, you want to get it to the, you don't want to have too much angle on that axle, because you'll jack some stuff.
Jack the angle up?
It will heat up that CV, cook all the grease out, and you will have a cooked CV. So we dropped this thing down a little bit in the front. We're going to try it again.
That's not theirs.
Hey Rob, do you want to measure that?
What's up?
You want to measure
I
that?
gotta measure this.
I think we're settled now. You think so?
It looks like it's like 15 inches from the ground.
Come on now.
That's what we want, 15.
It's a 64-inch wide.
Oh, 13.8.
You liar.